Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Love and Light Show, where your special guest is Krystal Holm, and I'm so excited to be talking to her and you guys about how we can use Feng Shui as a business tool, how our homes are our number two asset, we're our number one asset, and how we can see our money mindset in the environment around us and also upgrade it and re-energize it and shift that energy for ourselves, and also how we can use a Bagua map for a business tool and for money, fame, relationships, all that wonderful stuff in our life. So I'm super excited to learn all of this awesome information from our beautiful guest today. And how are you, Krystal?
I'm doing great this morning. Thank you. I'm so excited
Wonderful.
to be here.
Me too. Yay. And this is the Love and Light Show, where every Wednesday and Friday we bring you different light workers and healers and coaches and awesome heart-centered, beautiful people of the world who are doing wonderful work so that they can showcase what they're doing in the world to support you on your healing journey, so that you guys can get different tips and tricks and tools and information that'll support you guys on your healing journey, so that you can be a better version of yourself, first and foremost, for you. And then you can also share this with friends and family and your community, so we can all be that best version of ourselves and we can all be that change that we want to see in the world together. And I'm Laura McPhee, a joyful goddess, speaker, healer, and coach. And I love empowering women through self-love and self-care and releasing and letting go of their limiting beliefs that they're not good enough or pretty enough or smart enough or whatever blank enough, so that they can be living their dream lives now and have that empowerment that they are everything that they need, so that they don't have to put off all their dreams and desires and their like heart's goals off into the future, that you guys can live that now. And Krystal is an interior designer and entrepreneur. So I'm super excited for you guys to have this awesome episode in your life today. And be sure to say hi to us if you're on live or if you're catching the replay. And feel free to share it out to anyone who wants an upgrade in their environment, to use Feng Shui, especially as a business tool for all of the wonderful entrepreneurs out there, so we can maximize this for our highest and best good. So thank you so much for joining us today, Krystal. And how did you get to be into Feng Shui and interior design and all this wonderful environmental stuff?
Oh my gosh, I'll give you the shortened version because that's kind
Mm-hmm.
of my life story, really.
Yes.
Right? I started doing energy work as a very young child. Um, I had a little bit of an alternative upbringing from a step parent.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, as I evolved and grew, when I was in school, in design school, I in my psychology class, we had to write a paper on a subject that was related to psychology and
Mm-hmm.
related to our field of study, which for me was interior design.
Ooh.
And so I really wanted to do color, right? The mindset of like
Mm-hmm.
color and its influence on your psyche. And sadly, somebody else got to that topic before me, and there was only
Uh,
one per class. There's only like 10 of us in a class. Like we don't want to listen
mm-hmm.
to the same thing over and over.
Right.
So I picked feng shui, which had always been a bit of an interest, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like learning it's a whole new language and everything.
Yeah.
So um but me being the A type personality, right? I was determined to learn. Like, right, I got a whole quarter to work on this. I'll study for 11 weeks. I'll know everything there is to know about feng shui, and I'll write a
Mm-hmm.
great paper, and that'll be that.
Mm-hmm.
Except for every book I picked up said something different. So,
Interesting.
right, right. And at the end of the 11 weeks, I had a great paper.
Mhm.
I don't know how much of it was true. And clearly the teacher didn't care either. I got an A on the paper, but really what I
Awesome.
had was more questions, right? I didn't really have answers.
Mm,
I just had more questions.
yeah.
So, after I finished design school, I'd like to say I really dove into it, but I didn't. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
I finished design school. I went to work. I kept studying it on the side just because it
Mhm.
was so fascinating to me. And the way I incorporated it even into my own life. After I
Mhm.
finished design school, I eventually found, a feng shui college that I went to
Nice.
as well, and that teaches traditional Chinese feng shui. So I did
Mhm.
get all my questions answered eventually, but
That's
it led
good.
me deep into this rabbit hole of knowledge of combining all the things that I love so much, right?
Mhm.
Energy work and just woo woo. Like I just like
Yes.
woo woo. Like it's just
Mhm.
but it's science,
Yeah.
right? At my whole, I'm a total science geek. It's science. It's not woo, and it's art. It's combined.
Mhm.
And so I get to do that with design. And I have really focused on that entrepreneurial route and looking at how our relationship to our homes really can mirror back to us what's going on in our minds and what's
Mhm.
holding us back from the bigger successes that we want in life,
Yeah.
because it all shows up in our house. Our home,
Mhm.
people will say our home is a mirror, and I have even said that for a long time. I've said that, and the
Mhm.
deeper I dive, the more I realize while it isn't a mirror, it is also an extension. So the
Mhm.
way we live in our homes really can tell us a great deal about our limiting beliefs or our mindset or just what we think we deserve, what we're worthy of. Like all the things we think about ourselves, it's all showing up in our home.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's kind of cool. We can do the long route and do all the personal growth, which I've done too. And that's
Mhm.
fun, but we're digging deep and we're doing exercises and we're crying and we're drawing all this stuff out.
Mhm.
And yet we can also do it quicker, easier, and simpler by starting at the outside and working our way in, right?
Very cool.
Cleaning up all the clutter that shows up as a result of our limiting beliefs. That's kind of where the Bagua map comes in.
Mhm. Awesome. I love
One of
that. So
my
what is the
favorite
Dogma
tools.
map?
The Bagua map. Oh, and I realized I'm traveling for my birthday. And so
Yay.
I'm not at home. Everything is it was a surprise trip for me. So
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm so sorry that I'm not as
That's
prepared as I
fine.
want to be. I have a Bagua map that I would love to show you. You can get a free one on my website
Very
um,
cool.
at adesignlife.net/get my map. And the Bagua map is literally just a 9 square grid that you lay over your floor plan of your home or an individual room. And it
Mhm.
shows you the different areas of your life and how you interact with them in your home. So, for
Interesting.
example, 1 square has to do with your money or wealth and prosperity.
Mhm.
There's fame, there's love and relationships, there's children and creativity, there's health, there's family and communication, there's knowledge and
Mhm.
wisdom, there is career, and there is, oh my God, I was just about to cheer for myself that I got all 9 of them at once without missing a single one.
Mhm.
And then of course I forget the very, very last one in the corner. Um, wisdom. Oh, helpful people. Helpful people is
Yay.
down in the corner over here. And so each one of those, and obviously they'll have, they all have their own energy, right?
Mhm.
And we react with them different. So it could be this is just where you throw your dirty clothes. It's this corner of your room, or
Mhm.
maybe this is where you throw, you keep I have a cat, you have a cat,
Yeah.
right? Where do you keep your litter box? Is your litter
Mhm.
box? I was doing this with my daughter recently because she just moved and she's an entrepreneur also. And so we were actually
Mhm.
just looking at her house. Turns out in her new place when she moved, she stuck her litter box in her money corner of her room. And
Ooh.
so then she was trying to figure out why her money situation turned into a shit show after she moved. And
Mhm.
it was like, well, there you go. And got to have
Mhm.
a litter box, but you got to, it's just how you interact. And it's
Mhm.
instinctively where we put things and
Right.
how we react to them. And so the Bagua gives us a chance to really look at each room and our overall home and say,
Mhm.
oh, okay, so, you know, in my money corner,
Mhm.
for example, of my office.
Mm.
If you're having trouble with maybe not making enough money in your business, if now you take a look at the money corner of your office and see what's going on there,
Mhm.
like what are you doing? Is that where your trash can is? Or do you have a bunch of broken stuff there? Do you have
Mm.
your to-do list that never gets done? Like, what do you
Mhm.
got going on there that's holding
Right.
you back, right?
Mhm.
Because then you have to look at different types of clutter too and sort of what they mean.
Right.
So
Very cool.
yeah, it's so many layers upon layers of what we do and how we interact and
Mhm.
how we can change it to
Yes.
change our direction, right? How we can
Mhm.
manifest a different future by changing our present. And it's all about how
Awesome.
we interact with our home and our life, because you have to have a home. Even if you're
Mhm.
homeless, even if you're you live somewhere and you
Mhm.
interact with it in some way, shape,
Very
or form.
true.
Whether it's, we travel a lot, so we're homeless,
Mhm.
like I can keep most of my stuff in my car and move from place to place with, you know, with for work. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's fascinating once you really dive in.
Very cool. So when we go to your website, and can you put the link to that in the comments after so that we can find a way to do that? How do we position the map? Like, is it north, east, south, west kind of deal? Or like when you enter your room, this is how you lay it down? Like,
Absolutely. I've actually I just launched a new vlog on my
yay,
birthday. So about actually 1 week ago, July 31st,
yay.
I just launched
Mhm.
the vlog. And there is actually several videos up that walk you through that as well. Um,
Awesome.
because I've explained it all. I sort of have done it on the map. But if you go and you
Mhm.
just are standing in the doorway, holding the map in front of you,
Mhm.
it's sort of like I like to live in the map, right? You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
want to be able to like step down in it and be like, okay, this, and that's sort of how you do it. If you're holding it upright, the
Mhm.
bottom row will line up with the wall that the doorway's on. So if you're
Okay.
just looking
Perfect.
down on it, you're standing in the map if you're standing in the doorway. So for
Very
example,
cool.
your money corner is over in the distant left corner of the room from
Okay.
where your doorway is.
Mhm.
And say love and relationships is in the far right corner,
Okay.
right?
Very
So
cool.
it's always going to be that way based on the door. So
Okay.
everything always
Very
starts from the
cool.
doorway, because the doorway is the mouth. It's where
Mhm.
the energy is fed. So whether it's your front door, if you're doing your whole home, you lay it over with the front door as the sort of the bottom. It's the
Mhm.
base, it's the entry, it's the mouth. And
Mhm.
if you're doing an individual room, it still starts at the door, because the room is
Very
fed
cool.
from the mouth too. So
I love
the
that.
Bagua map, very easily you can just literally hold it. And I have a little thing at the bottom that explains it, like just line it up. And I've got it
Very
on the
cool.
videos as well, because the
Mhm.
new vlog is all video. And then the first three that I launched with is I've walked through it each one. And we've talked about the money corner,
Mhm.
um, and the fame corner,
Ooh.
and helpful people corner. My
Yeah.
personal belief, those three are probably the three most important for entrepreneurs just getting started. Like jump there first. And that's why I
Mhm.
wanted to launch with it, because that's who I work with, right? Is,
Yeah.
just like you, I work with
Mhm.
those soul driven entrepreneurs that want to make a
Mhm.
big impact in the world.
Yes.
And so why not start with making the biggest impact that you can make just from jump. That was my
Yeah.
feeling with the vlog. And so that's why I
Mhm.
launched it that way last week. And now more will
Wonderful.
be coming, and we'll be diving deeper and deeper. But I wanted to
Mhm.
really give
Mhm.
as much as I could right at the
I love
beginning, and
that.
give them a good place to start, because you can do a lot of work in just those three places, even in just one room.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Very cool. So would you recommend starting with the money corner first? Is that the number one of the top three?
I do believe that that is the one that I started with. Yes.
Okay.
The very first, when I launched the vlog, the first one, I started with the money quarter and then fame. And then there's
Mhm.
one on the helpful people. So there's three brand new. And I had a blog originally a year ago. So don't read the old ones. They're not so great. But the new
The
relaunch.
new content.
Right. Well, I've started going a different direction a little bit from where I
Mm,
was a year ago. So,
definitely.
I really have more honed in on my audience and who I really, really want to work with. So,
Wonderful.
it's made that different direction with the vlog, and I'm super excited about it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I think it's going to be fun, and I can't wait for people to get a look at it.
Awesome. I love that. And can you make sure that we put that in the comments afterwards as well for your vlog?
Absolutely. It's all at adesignedlife.net. You can go
Awesome.
there and find all of it. Um, I literally created a landing page for the blog, which is adesignedlife.net/get my map. Like, how much
Nice.
easier could it be? Get my map.
Mhm.
Let's go. So and yeah, it's all right there. But I will definitely post it in the comments.
Very cool. So what are like some top tips for your money corner in specific for people who are like, I need more abundance in my life, and they're like, holy shit, I did have the litter box and or trash can there.
Right,
Move
right.
that first, but what else can they do to like shift that energy of the corner and have more abundance flowing?
Right. Well, start with cleaning. Just
Okay.
cleaning.
Hmm.
Cleaning and cluttering. We tend to have, especially in as Americans, and I mean, I have a lot of international clients as well, and I know
Hmm.
you do also, but um, we have a lot of crap. We have a lot of unnecessary crap. So
Right.
decluttering and literally looking at everything for a matter of, do I love it? Do I
Mm-hmm.
need it? Do I use it? Right? Is it useful? Help, and do I love it? If it doesn't, just get rid of it. I see so many people holding on to things just in case I need it someday, which is pure scarcity. That's pure
Hmm.
scarcity right there. If you are holding on to
Hmm.
anything just in case you need it, that is
Right.
scarcity mentality, which is the
Hmm.
total opposite of abundance, right?
Definitely.
Um, and you got to do some, you really want to energetically let it go, or you're just going to
Hmm.
draw it. If you're holding on to something just in case and you're just like, okay, well, I'm going to trust that Krystal's right and I'm going to get rid of it. And so you get rid of all your crap. And then all of a sudden, 3 days from now, you're going to be like, dang it, I needed that. Krystal was wrong. No, Krystal was not wrong. You didn't energetically release it. The thing is, you're holding on to it just in case somebody needs it. But the fact
Mhm.
is, somebody needs it somewhere else that you maybe don't know them. But
Yeah.
if you're showing a lack of trust in the universe to
Mhm.
provide for you by holding on to anything just in case, because
Mhm.
that is a belief that when you need it, the universe won't provide it. By
Very true.
trusting the universe and even having a conversation with it, like, thank you for having served me, whatever, however it
Mhm.
serves you to do this, you just have to acknowledge, like, I know that someone out there needs you right now. And so
Mhm.
I am going to trust that the universe will get this to them. And what I'm going to do to service that is I'm going to donate it to Goodwill, or I'm going
Mhm.
to have a rummage sale, or I'm going to whatever I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to let
Mhm.
go of it and I'm going to put it out there. And I know that the universe is going to get it into the hands of the person that needs it.
Beautiful.
And once you release it and then get rid of it, now you're not going to have a need for it next week. Because what you've done is you've been holding on just in case. And if you know what
Mhm.
I mean? Without the
Yeah.
letting go, you're going to manifest that of, oh
Mhm.
crap, see, I told you I was going to need it. Or you can manifest the opposite. It's all what's
Right.
going on in here, even with the
Mhm.
release, even with the letting go. You
Mhm.
have to be aware consciously of what you're doing, and you have to be conscious about it when you're letting
Very
it go.
true. Mhm.
Then cleanse, do a cleansing of the space,
Mhm.
right? And you can do that with, I don't like to say sage, but you can smudge. I've started to really learn more about, there's endangered sage species and stuff like that. So I don't want to say
Mhm.
smudging as far as cultural appropriation,
Mhm.
but cleansing your space with smoke, right? And it can be any herb that's in your area. It does not have to be white sage, which is endangered. It can
Mhm.
be rosemary, or it can be any of those herbs that will do a cleanse.
Mhm.
And as a deeper cleanse, which I know we were going to talk about at some point, is
Yes.
doing like a salt cleanse, which will
Mhm.
really shake up your energy.
Mhm.
um the decluttering, you do kind of want to maybe not rush the process,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Rushing the process, you do and you don't. Know that this is a big energetic shift. If you're decluttering and you're releasing things and getting rid of stuff, um, you can have some physical releases that go with that, right? Because you're releasing
Mhm.
energy that you've been holding not only in your home but in your mind and in your body. So
Right.
you may feel some flu-like symptoms, or you may start to get a little worn out.
Hmm.
Sometimes you may feel tired and find yourself getting more and more energy the more you cleanse. That's
Yeah.
actually very normal. The more you
Hmm.
declutter, the more energy you find you have, because energy stagnates around clutter. So that clutter is what's draining you of your energy anyway. So the
Right.
more you are able to get rid of it, the more you'll feel energized.
Hmm.
You may feel energized and flu-like because of the detoxing that's happening. So it's kind
Hmm.
of a but then you can do the really, really deep um energetic cleanse, which would be to burn salt. And that'll shake up your energy like nothing else.
Awesome.
Um, I like to use sea salt personally. Um, I like to have in a like a, what do I want to say here? Fireproof pan, right?
Hmm.
I like to double layer it. So I have two bowls, a bowl
Okay.
full of salt, and then I like to put that bowl into like a bowl of water, just to
Okay.
be on the safe side. Unless you
Mhm.
routinely are burning stuff in your home and you have a good handle on it. But in this case, it's going to burn extra hot. So I do actually like to put it in a bowl of water,
Okay.
and then put in a bowl of salt. In the bowl of salt, you want to put in some rubbing alcohol. Not a lot, just enough to sort of cover the salt, and then burn it. It'll burn pretty fast, and you will feel the energy just wah, right?
Very cool.
It'll super cleanse. That will get you detoxing in your body as well. So
Okay.
I say again, with the warning, if you're going to go into that after you've decluttered and then do a salt burn, be prepared for a couple days of maybe feeling kind of yucky, or um, cleansing some stuff out of your body, because
Mhm.
it will happen. We hold on to all sorts of stuff in
Yeah.
our physicality from our own thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. So yeah, it, it can be not so
Yeah. At first,
fun.
on the other side, it's like, oh my gosh, yay, I'll
Mhm.
be abundance in my money corner now.
Right.
Hmm.
Sometimes it gets, you got, sometimes there's truth to the saying of it's going to get worse before it gets better. Like the money's
Hmm.
going to start picking up, but you've got to shift first what's going on in your
Hmm.
mindset. You just do.
Hmm. And I love that because a couple things came up that I know are in my money corner, and then I know that just like came up from my closet when you were saying that you're like just in case, and I'm like, yeah, I still have some suit things like from my old corporate just in case because I paid so much money for them and they're still very nice and they fit and blah blah blah. But the like joyful goddess version of me has no use for suits,
Right.
and I'm like, and I haven't worn them for years, and they're just in like they're taking up space, and I'm like, it's time
And
to get rid of
and just
those.
and just in case is slightly different from obligation, which is what you're talking about. You're talking about
Okay.
the obligation of, I spent a lot of money on these. I feel obligated to keep them and get my money's worth.
Right.
That's a little different.
Interesting.
That's totally a little different than just in case. It
Okay.
could be just in case I ever have to go get a real job again,
No,
right?
no.
Like, and that's not trusting that your business is going to. I'm all pointing at you, like, look at me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
out.
love it. I love
Like, you
it.
are not trusting that. You know what I mean? Like you,
Hmm.
I, and the I'll give you a little sneak peek, because I think the next blog post that's launching has to do with um, trusting that if you want to have a business, if you really want to go all in on your entrepreneurial, even if you're part time, make room for it. Make room for it in your home and trust that it's going to happen. I wanted my own business for years. And the one thing I always had, whether I had any idea or not, was I had a space set aside in my home. That's my office. That's my
Hmm.
office. I don't have any clue what kind of business I'm going to run. I know I'm going to have one someday. That's my
Hmm.
office. That's where my multi-million-dollar empire is launching, is right there.
Yes,
That's
I
where it's
love
starting.
that.
Make room. Even if
Hmm.
it's even Lisa Nichols was in her closet. She literally had a space in her closet. I had a
Hmm.
little teeny tiny mini desk in my bedroom that,
Hmm.
like, you have to have room. That's the
Yeah,
next one. That's the
I
next blog.
love
Don't tell
that.
anyone yet. That one's coming out, I think, next week, actually, is when that one launches. So,
Very cool. So people
But
who have their house, would it be very important to start a business in a money corner, or how does that get correlated?
you really
Or
have to.
more with helpful people, or where does that really
It
come
can't.
in?
But sometimes it'll just depend on your home
Okay.
because you don't always have room to begin with,
Mhm.
right? When it's a side hustle and you're just getting started, it might just be, you know what, this is the corner of my dining room or this is the corner of my bedroom. I had
Mhm.
that. I had that for a long time, right?
Mhm.
And then, well, mostly I had, right, it was in my bedroom until
Mhm.
eventually it was like, all right, now my dining room is my office, right? Or
Mhm.
part of it, or like I don't need a dining table. I'm just going to have an office in my dining room. And that's just how
Mhm.
I set it up. But for some people, it might just be a little, and it's got to be the best corner that it can be.
Mhm.
And yes and no, there are better places and not as good of places. The best
Okay.
place is to really deep dive into feng shui beyond the
Mhm.
bagua map and go to another
Okay.
layer that really is
Very
going to
cool.
put you in your power position in, right, wherever room it is. Because like nowadays I have a space for it,
Mhm.
more, um and you do too, like you have a full office space. So
Mhm.
now it's a matter of taking your office and we can dive down into the personalization of like you. This is your home, and this is you as a person and a business. So your
Mhm.
birthday, your home's birthday, and really meshing you
Ooh,
together with um, where is your power corner? What is going to
love
be that spot that is going to be like your throne, right? Where's your throne of, because everyone has one and it changes from house
love
to
that.
house. It changes from house to house.
Very
Each house
cool.
is oriented in the world different. Each house has a
Mhm.
different birthday. If you start thinking of your house as your, yes, an extension of you, treat it, like it's your best friend. It has a
Mhm.
day, it has a life outside of you. Unless you're
Yeah.
the first and only person to have ever lived there, and I have been, but you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Unless you're the first and only person to ever live there, it has energy that it's been housing from long before you got there. It is a separate
Mhm.
entity.
Very true.
And treating it like your best friend will certainly shift a lot in just that, how you
Mhm.
keep it clean, how you treat it, how you buy flowers for your house. Even if you
Yeah.
don't believe in buying flowers for yourself, I started buying flowers as a gift to my house because I had a
Mhm.
really hard time buying flowers for me. Like when I was single, like I can't just buy flowers for me. That's weird. But and I do a lot of weird, so but it was so much
Mhm.
easier for me to just be like, you know what? I'm totally gonna buy flowers because I like the way my house feels with flowers.
Yes.
You
Mhm.
know, just
Definitely.
those little things in how you interact make a
Mhm.
difference.
I love that. And Darla came on and said, "Hi, ladies. Hope you're having an awesome day." So, how can people find you after the show?
um I designed life. I designed life.
Awesome.
.net is my website. Um, I'm mostly active. I should say, I am most active on Instagram for social media.
Very cool.
So a dot designed dot life is where I am over
Mhm.
there. I am getting more and more on Facebook.
Mhm.
This launch took a lot out of me and
Yeah.
creating. I've created a couple of group courses that are going to be launching soon. So I
Ooh.
haven't had a lot of time to focus on Facebook. So Facebook will be coming up, and there I am, a designed life, Krystal Holm. And so it's just, if you search me or design life, you'll find me all over the place.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. And definitely be sure to check it out in the comments after, you guys. I'm so excited to get my Bagua map and figure it all out, because I think that there's some just in case junk in some corners that I don't want it to be. So I'm
Right.
going to go declutter and release things from my life. And I encourage you guys to do that as well, and to make the Love and Light show a weekly habit in your life on Wednesdays and Friday. And I'm sending you guys all so much love and light and hope that you have a wonderful week. Bye.